The Captain's Log Radio with your host, Captain Jonathan Moss.
Hey, welcome to the Captain's Log Radio. I'm Captain Jonathan Moss, and today's going to be a little interesting. You know, I've been struggling with this. I've been dealing with this, thinking about this, just processing how I want to talk about this for a while now. And it all comes down to humans, human nature. I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus, and it's part of our sinful nature, and it's selfishness. Selfishness. Now, I'm not going to preach to you today. That's not what this is about. But what I am seeing and what's going on comes down to just humans being selfish, people not caring about other people, people just focusing on themselves. I mean, we could follow this through politics. We could follow this through people throwing trash out their car window. Don't get me started on that. I have picked up trash and thrown it back. Trash on the water, throwing bottles in the water, throwing old line and broken lures and just stuff in the water, letting go of balloons. You're celebrating something with your family and you release balloons. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing? But the things that I experience on the water so often are just people, I don't know, maybe you're not thinking about it. Maybe you're just an inconsiderate person. Maybe you're just oblivious to what you're doing, your actions. I don't know. So, backstory. Let's get into this. I spend a lot of time on the water. I'm very blessed to do so. I chuckle because everyone's talking about the incident that happened in South Florida a couple of weeks ago, and the guy screaming that he's 300 days on the water, and I don't spend 300 days on the water. I'm not saying anything other than I am busy, but I'm not spending 300 days in the water. It's close. Maybe not close. Maybe like 2/3 of that. But I'm on the water a lot, whether I'm fishing with my family or I'm guiding to provide for my family or I'm filming the Captain's Log TV. I spend a lot of time on the water, so I see a lot of stuff. Recently, we were fishing with Captain Justin Anderson up at Historic Coast Outfitters in St. Augustine. And we were in a spot. We were staged. It was low, dead low. Okay. The tide was as far out as it was going to go. And there are redfish that are at the back of this creek. And they are happy and they are feeding and they are just crawling. All right. Now, we know they're there. Sam, one of our camera guys, has the drone up and he's getting dirties, meaning he's getting great shots, incredible footage of these fish, the back of this creek, having just a blast, feeding on shrimp and mullet and really, really low water. Well, to get to them, okay, because there is a deeper hole that they're in. Again, it's shallow, but there is a deeper hole. If you're watching on the video, by the way, my headphones are like itching my ears like crazy. If you're just listening, then you have no idea what's going on. But if you're watching, and I keep moving my headphones around, that is why I have no idea what's going on. Anyways, so there's this deeper hole. The water's out of this creek. These fish are stuck in this area, as well as the shrimp and the bait fish. And we are waiting for the tide to turn, for the water to slowly come back up and rise. So there's enough water, because there's not enough water to get through. And we're in my skiff, we're in my kayak, and it floats stinking skinny, but there's not enough water for us to get through. Okay. There's two boats, the camera boat and then my boat. There are 6 of us between the camera boat, camera guys, and my boat and Justin. And here comes another, and we've been waiting. We're waiting like 20 minutes. Here comes a couple guys in a Ginu. Okay, Ginus can float and spit. Here they come. And they couldn't care less about us. They couldn't care less that there was 2 boats already there. They couldn't care less that perhaps we had been there waiting for the water to come up. Instead, they looked at us and were like, yeah, whatever. We can float. We're going to get through. And they paddled. They didn't have a trolling motor. They didn't have a push pole. They had a little tiller that they lifted out of the water, and they paddled with one paddle past us to go to those fish. I mean, that's just rude. That's just inconsiderate. That's just not thinking about your fishing community, other anglers, other people who are out on the water who are patiently waiting for the water to get right. Well, Jonathan, you don't own the water. You're right. I do not own the water. I do not. And I preach that all the time. I hear it all the time. It drives me nuts. People think that they own the water. I don't care how many days you spend on the water. And I'm going to make some people mad with that. I don't care how many times, how many days you're on the water. You don't own it. You don't own it. And if you beat someone to a spot, then you beat them to the spot. If they beat you to the spot, they beat you to the spot. Go somewhere else. There's so much water. And if your only game plan is that, then you need to spend more time on the water. Okay? We were there first. Now, we didn't say anything. They just paddled on by. And I was in shock. And I think, man, how many times does this have to happen before somebody gets really mad? You think about that incident in South Florida. Dude got really mad, and now his career's ruined. It's over. Okay? Something blew up. And all because of selfishness. I don't know the whole story. They were yelling at each other. Someone did something stupid. Someone else made it stupider. Like, stupider is not a word. Someone else made it worse, right? For selfishness, for nothing. A yelling match accomplishes nothing. But if we can, as anglers, can come together, just be considerate. Just think if the roles were reversed, if you were in that spot waiting for the water to get right, how mad would you be if somebody else just showed up and I can float and I'm going to paddle right past you? I've had it happen to me in the lagoon by other guides. I'm poling and they trolling motor around me. Like, guys, we got to be on the same team here, okay? We've got to be on the same team. We've got to begin thinking about other people. We've got to start thinking more about ourselves, more than just ourselves, excuse me. And when that can happen, man, I see all these programs of, we need to clean up our water. We need to have all these estuary cleanups, and we do. But can you imagine if we could just pick up our own trash? We stop throwing trash out our windows, throwing it out the boat. Man, everyone would just think of someone else or something else. Think more than just themselves. How much better of a society we'd be. How much better of a fishing community we would be. So, all right. I'm off my soapbox. That's it. It just keeps happening. It's happening while I'm guiding. It's happening while I'm filming. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I have messed up. I have cut people off. I have screwed up as well. And I'm here to admit that. But if we can all begin to start trying to be a little bit better, man, what a better place this would be. Hey, I love you guys. This was a tough one, but I had to get it off my chest. Tired of it. And I'm sure you have experienced something similar. If you have, I want to hear about it. Connect with me on social medias. Comment on this video. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that bell, like, comment, subscribe. If you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, thanks for being along. You can always watch these on YouTube. You can see me scratching my ears, man. This microphone, this headphones are itchy today. So anyways, y'all be good out there. Love you guys. Go catch some fish. Let's connect. We'll talk soon.
Thanks for listening to the Captain's Log Radio with your host, Captain Jonathan Moss.